And we back. And the wheel is back too. Yes, we've done so many wheel rebuilding challenges on this channel. We've talked about colleges, countries, states. Up top, yeah, let's just focus on this for a second. I have a hair appointment later today, so we're just gonna ignore that this is how my hair is looking until the next video when I'm back up to par. But anyway, we've done so many wheels in our day, but we've never done one that was strictly, and I mean strictly, negative. So it's time for Wheel of Consequences. Now, I put together some of my ideas, but I also went onto Twitter and told y'all to tweet me different consequences that can be incorporated in this rebuild. For example, trade your entire starting five, or give a bench warmer 48 minutes a game. Stuff like that is on today's wheel. So shout out to everybody that helped. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You could have been incorporated in this, but nah, so some of y'all just continue to be asleep. So before we actually start the rebuild, I gotta show you all the different options we can land on. So this is what we put together. I'm gonna put this in the description so you can do your own version of this. Just be sure to leave a like on the video. That's the deal. You know what I'm saying? Leave a like. So let me show you all the options we have. So the first one is very straightforward. Trade your best player. Now, this one ain't that bad because you could trade your best player for somebody even better. It gets worse though. Trade your highest scorer. That's from Famous Juju. Trade your first round pick for a second round pick. So obviously you lose a lot of value. Worse system fit. So if your team is a run and gun, no, slow down. You gotta go to defense because that's the worst. Change worst player overall to max. Trade worst player overall to max. What does that mean? Why did I add this? Okay, I'll be right back. I got it, y'all. I'm so stupid. So this is saying go to the worst player on your roster and give him a max contract. Yeah, you can go ahead and edit his contract because he's going from a minimum to a max. Big bag for whoever that ends up being. Hopefully we don't get that one. Downgrade your coach. Sign the tank master, Cameron Payne. Y'all know he's in free agency. Apparently he's in the G League lighting it up. If you're a big Cameron Payne fan, you know. Campaign. Make the shortest player the starting center for a week. Trade finder your star, but you have to accept the worst trade. Give a G Leaguer 20 minutes per game. Make the worst offensive player your #1 scoring option. Yeah, so we can see like Andre Roberson taking 20 shots a game or something. Lower your top scorer shot tendency to 50%. Now, y'all know shot tendency is something I talk about in these videos all the time because a player like Pascal Siakam only averages like 12 points per game in 2K because they don't have his shot tendency high enough for him to take 15, 20 shots a game. Then we have make your best shooter a 25 three-pointer shot. So if you got Duncan Robinson and you know his three-point shot is a 90-something, nah, now he's shooting 20. Terrible. Bench player becomes a starter for a week. Random number selects the trading of your top player. Trade your center for somebody under 6 feet. Trade for Cristiano Felicio. Now, I like Cristiano Felicio as a person. From everything I've read and everything I've seen, he's an amazing teammate. But he got to be the worst basketball player in the league. That's all I got to say. He's got to be the worst basketball player in the league. Especially when you consider he's making like $8 million a year to be the worst basketball player in the league. So we might have to trade for him for today. Increase the sim difficulty by 5. Now that may not seem like a lot, but we play on straight 50s. And just up by 5 can cost you a couple wins and eventually cost you a championship. Trade your youngest player for the oldest player in the trade finder. And like I mentioned earlier, give a bench warmer 48 minutes. Those are all options in today's video. Now, how many times do we spin this wheel? So we have to spin it 2 times a month. We can do it 2 times at the beginning of the month. We can split them up, one in the middle, one in the beginning, one at the. We have to do it twice every single month. All right, y'all ready for this? I'm not. Let's get into it though. We always do a fantasy draft, so let's not change it today. We're gonna stop in 3, 2, 1. Now this could determine so much about today's video. If we get a high draft pick with our Brooklyn Nets team, I mean, we can be put on the right trajectory to win a champion. Listen, this is the highest pick I have ever received in these videos. That's the 12th overall pick. We can get Jokic, Paul George, Siakam. Hopefully they don't pick Siakam. And when I say they, if you're new around here, I don't actually do the drafting. I let my assistant GM pick our team. We sit back and we just take control of whatever their vision is. You know what I'm saying? Because when you become a GM in real life, you don't get to pick the pieces that were there. No, you just got to make things happen with what you got, okay? So let's see what they decided to pick. Again, hopefully it's not Pascal Siakam because his shot tendency so low that he can't even be a number one option. They pick Jokic. Mwah, mwah, mwah. That is beautiful. Welcome to the team, Jokic. We also bring in CJ, Fred VanVleet, Aaron Gordon, JaVale McGee. This team is, Zach Randolph. Yo, I just saw Zach Randolph at a Grizzlies game. He had a full head of hair. He had the, you know what I'm saying? He was doing his thing. Damian Lee, who's been hooping this season. Chuck Diallo, Lance Stevenson, who might be going back to the Pacers. Shout out to him. Etwan Moore, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, Yogi Ferrell. This is actually a decently orchestrated team. I can't say that about every team we've ever, run with. But the thing is, this is not what our team is going to look like in a little bit because we have to get to our first spin. So first, this is a very short month, so we have to do 2 spins, one here and then one before Halloween. So let's do our very first one. Anything can happen. Let's see what it will be. We have to make the shortest player our center for the week, which means that technically Jokic has to come off the bench. So that's what we're going to do. I think our smallest player is Yogi Ferrell. I got to double check, but yeah, it's going to be Yogi Ferrell at 6 feet. I mean, all of our point guards are pretty short, but Yogi Ferrell will be starting at center for us in the first week of this season. So shout out to Yogi Ferrell because he went from a guy, literally a reserve, getting 0 minutes, to being the starting center of a basketball team. You love to see it. So let me fix my rotation because since he took our starting center spot, Jokic has to come off the bench. And I'm not going to cheat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give Jokic 38 minutes off the bench. I'm going to give him normal coming off the bench minutes for this week because that's all it says. It just says a week. And shout out to Steezy, for recommending this one. So let me give him his minutes. We'll say he gets his 23 minutes a game. And we're going to simulate the first week. You know what? Let's just simulate to our second spin. We actually win with Yogi Ferrell. And look at Yogi. Big Yogi. 19 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. You know what? To make this official, we making Yogi Ferrell a center. His overall drops down to a 67. And yeah, that's what he's going to be for us. But I mean, we got a W in the first game of the season with Big Yogi down low. Y'all know he is a bear. I'm sorry, that was corny. That's corny. So we're down 1-2 on the season. No big deal though, because 2-2. No big deal because the season's about to get saved by this next one. Yogi Ferrell in his starts as a center averaged 7 points per game, 5 assists, but the worst rebounding center of all time. Let's do the next spin. Okay. And the next spin is going to tell us to do what? What are we doing? Make our worst offensive player in our starting 5 the number 1 option. So we're going to use science for this one. And now that it's been a week, Yogi Ferrell could get out my starting lineup. Thank you. Using science for this, they want to have Aaron Gordon starting at the 3. So the science behind it. Okay, so what we can do is literally look at the grades. Don't every player get a grade? So B+, C+, A-. It's obviously not going to be Freddie as our worst offensive player. It's not going to be CJ. Why do I even need to check that? They have these 2 guys. And I think if you're averaging things out, why the heck is Zach Randolph 3-point shot better than Aaron Gordon? What did I miss late in Zach Randolph's career? I mean, he shot 35%. The last year he played, he shot 35% on 3. Was Zach Randolph really? See, I gotta keep it a buck with y'all. I wasn't really watching old Zach Randolph. The Zach Randolph I know was a bruiser. You know what I'm saying? He was that type of dude. But apparently his 3-point shot is better than Aaron Gordon. So he is a better offensive player than Aaron Gordon. And this is according to 2K. This is not Kenny speaking. This is 2K. And because of that, Aaron Gordon becomes our number 1 option. Our number 1 option. All right, so let's simulate a few games. And we got to do our first spin of November. So let's go to the end of the week. A loss with Aaron Gordon. 2 losses with Aaron Gordon as our number 1 option. And you know what? He still only shot 5 shots a game as our number 1 option. That's terrible. Then this game, what did he do? Aaron Gordon, 15 shots. He shot 5 for 15 and 2 for 10 on 3s. That's terrible, but that's the way we got to do it. He's our number 1 option unless the wheel tells us to trade him. So obviously at a huge disadvantage with that one. So hopefully something decent comes up. I mean, there's some that are better than others. And a bench. Oh, the entire bench become starters for a week. Okay, let's do it. This is interesting. So Freddie is being replaced by Rondo. CJ is being replaced by Damian Lee. Aaron Gordon is being replaced by Harrison Barnes. Zach Randolph is being replaced by Michael Kidd-Gilchrist because he's the second, you know what I'm saying, second best power forward on the roster. And then Jokic is being replaced by JaVale McGee. So I also have to give them starter type minutes. So let me fix that. Now, when JaVale McGee is the best player in your starting lineup, you know, things ain't gonna go the way you want it to go. Okay, so that is our first spin of this month. We're going to go the week and do our second spin. So we have 3 games coming up where these guys have to be our starters. The first one is against the Pelicans, and we lose, but just by 1. Just by 1, y'all. That's not a bad loss. You know, just by, I mean, a loss is a loss. Don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying? We didn't get blown out. And next game, we lose by 20-ish. Big loss. And then the next game, we got to win. Let's go. Who was it? Jokic off the bench. But Damian Lee in his 28 minutes, 18, 8, and 7. Big time numbers. Rondo, 10, 6, 5, 5. 5 steals. We're going back to prime Rondo getting in them passing lanes. I see you. I see you. But that's it. The experiment is over. The experiment is over. We're back to having Aaron Gordon in our starting lineup. But now with this new starting lineup, is he still the worst offensive player? A+, C-, B. Yep, it still is Aaron Gordon. That is crazy that Aaron Gordon is the worst offensive player on our team. Okay, so next, we're going to continue to simulate, and hopefully we can get some wins together, because the next spin we're doing is next week after that Bulls game. And look at that. We went 2-1 on the week. We lose by 1 to this Bulls team. And the Bulls have Kawhi. And Kawhi is a winner in 2K, even though he only took 8 shots. But you know, this is a good week for us, man. CJ, whoa, buckets. Buckets, buckets, buckets. Okay, so it's time for our second spin of this month. Let's get into it. So far, nothing has been too terrible. We had some very minor stuff happening. Trade my center for somebody under 6 foot. Y'all know my center is literally my best player. Jokic just put up 22, 15, and 10. And I have to trade him away for somebody under 6 foot, bro. Wow. That is, who is the best player in the NBA that is under 6 foot? Do we count 6 foot as under 6? No, they have to be under 6 foot, y'all. We can't do CP. We can't do Kemba. It has to be somebody under 6 foot. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. We're trading Jokic for Isaiah Thomas. We're trading Jokic for Isaiah Thomas. Or JJ Barea. Isaiah Thomas plays for the Suns. JJ Barea plays for the 76ers. Let's go to the Suns and offer them the deal of the deal of the decade. The best deal in history for them. But they have to make up 17 million. So do they have a bad we're gonna have to attach Jeff Teague to make the money match. And then we'll give y'all Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. I cannot believe we have to trade Jokic for Isaiah Thomas and Jeff Teague, y'all. Oh, my heart. It's like my heart basically exploded, y'all. My heart basically exploded right there. I think that is our second spin of the month. So we're going to December 1st. And I can't tell you things are going to get better. Because I don't know. The wheel only gets worse. And now with JaVale McGee in our starting lineup, I'm pretty sure JaVale McGee is going to be our worst offensive player by far. So because of that, JaVale McGee is now our #1 scoring option. I can't make it up. It is the wheel of consequences. So a lot of consequences are being handed out here. If I can make the playoffs with all of this bad stuff happening to me, I think I deserve a huge W in the chat and a like on the video. That's what I'm saying. After trading Jokic a 3-game win streak, he was holding us back, y'all. Okay, there's the reality kicking in. I cannot believe we just had to do that. Oh, yeah, reality's really kicking in. 3 straight losses for us. And then we cap it off with a W, and then we're going to get to our next spin after this game against the Heat, which was a W, a 30-point win. CJ and Zach Randolph are carrying. First of all, I still can't believe Zach Randolph is in the game right now. Not only is he in the game, he's playing meaningful minutes and playing pretty solid. And it's going to be random number selects the trade of my top player. Shout out to Hachimura, Rookie of the Year for this one. See how this goes. And honestly, this could be good or bad. You know what I'm saying? So CJ McCollum is our highest overall player. Let's see what type of stuff we have in the trade finder here. How many trades we got. I'm guessing it's going to be 29 because CJ's that good that every team wants a piece of him. But then again, 2K is super slow. So it is 26. And they get to pick. So let me just see what our options can be. Is there any upgrades here? Chris Middleton overall wise is an upgrade. That's it though. So 26 options. We're going to hit generate. And it's going to say trade number 7. And trade number 7 is getting us Kevin Love. But we're trading our boy Zach Randolph. No! 38-year-old Zach Randolph is going to Atlanta. This is a terrible, terrible trade. We're losing our starting power forward and our starting shooting guard for Kevin Love in the future first. That first could be valuable, but I don't know. Is there something on this thing that allows us to make a trade? So we're going to go to December 15th. I asked on Twitter if I deserve a free space. People said yes. So I get to make one trade somewhere throughout the season where I get to pick the outcome. And what I'm thinking is that I get to do it. I think I'm going to do it right before the trade deadline. I think that's the smartest thing I can do because right before the trade deadline, that's literally the last trade you can do. Literally last trade you can do. So I got to start cooking stuff up in my brain. That Kevin Love in that first round pick, I'm starting to see things. I'm starting to see numbers. All right, so now it is time to spin it again. We just went on. We're still 13-13. And at this point, we're in the playoffs, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. But the wheel can change that. And let's see what it tells me to do. We're already halfway through December, and it's telling me to make our best shooter change his stats to say he's 25. And that is coming from SGA Season 2. Shout out to you, my guy. So technically, our best shooter is Isaiah Thomas. That's not so bad because I don't even think Isaiah Thomas is playing big-time minutes for us. So I'm going to go ahead and make his rating low. You know, his overall is just dropping. Look at this overall drop. Wow. Now he cannot make a 3. And honestly, I mean, he is playing minutes. He's playing 20 minutes a game. Look how many PGs we have on his roster, bro. Wow. He's playing 20 minutes a game. But actually, we're going to normalize it. And he's out of the rotation just like that. Beautiful. Beautiful. No harm done. Okay. So our next trades or our next spin has to be January 1st. So I'll be right back. It is time. And we are 14-18, y'all. The wheel is taking us and chewing us up and spitting us out. We're only one game out of the playoffs, though, believe it or not. So, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that big things happen. But our starting lineup is Freddie, Damian Lee, Aaron Gordon, Kevin Love, and JaVale McGee. And JaVale McGee's still our number 1 option. So let's see what he's averaging. Career numbers. Ha! JaVale McGee's averaging 13 and 10, bro. Shout out to JaVale. You gotta love it. But let's get to our next spin. It's going to tell us to do what now? We're going to have to trade best player. This is kind of cool because it doesn't have anything else. I can pick what we do. Oh, we about to make a splash. So our best player is Fred VanVleet. Oh, he's actually tied with Kevin Love. Interesting. Let me do some magic. Okay. Find teams that are selling or rebuilding. We can trade for Chris Middleton. We can trade for Bam. We can trade for Zach LaVine. Ben Simmons. Ooh, is Ben Simmons untouchable? Ben Simmons is not untouchable. Thunder, I may be calling your phone. Thunder, I may be calling your phone. Anthony Davis. I'm not getting Anthony Davis. I might be calling the Thunder's phone, guys. Yeah, because I know I'm not getting Steph Curry. Ben Simmons may be the only guy we can get. Or the best guy we could get. This is such an important trade. It says there's nobody on our team that is untouchable for the Hornets. I see the Hornets have a really cool small forward right here. I've never traded for Kevin Durant. Never been successful. And honestly, I don't think I have the pieces to do that now. It's 5-star value. Wow. Okay. Oh my God. Kevin Love has no value for them. Freddie has a little bit more value. Okay. So we can do Freddie, Harrison Barnes. Now it said trade your best player. It didn't say only trade your best player. So we can throw a package out. A valuable asset. Trust me, I know Kevin Durant is valuable. Do we have any young players that are good? Aaron Gordon. Damian Lee. Bro, on the low, I didn't know Damian Lee was already 27. Okay, what about our picks? 2-star value. 3.5 star value. Through. Yes! Yes! And this dude's inviting me to the party. Ignore it. Ignore it. And again, if you take any tips away from me, be sure if you try to do a blockbuster deal, go to teams that are selling or rebuilding, and your picks are worth so much more to those teams. I threw in Freddie, Harrison Barnes, 3 first-round picks, and got Kevin Durantula. Now, also, the team that we snagged him from, they're in the playoffs. Why were they selling? Oh, they rebuilt. Wait, let's go back to the Hornets, bro. Were they selling or why are they selling or rebuild? I mean, I'm not going to get blamed because I got Kevin Durant out of it. They're rebuilding. Bro, y'all had Drew Holiday, Bogdanovich, D'Angelo Russell, and Kevin Durant, and you guys are rebuilding? Finessed. Anyway, our new starting lineup. Jeff Teague, Damian Lee, Kevin Durantula, Kevin Love, JaVale McGee. I see champions. I see 3 of them in the starting lineup. I see 1 off our bench. Let's go. So we're simulating to the middle of... I cannot believe it just happened. We're simulating to the middle of January where we're doing our next spin. If I'm doing my math correctly, I think after this spin, we only have 2 more spins because we have February. And then after February, there's the trade deadline. So after this spin, we have 2 more. Now, one of those 2 more can say trade best player for something. So let's hope we don't get that. But right now, we're not on the path to the playoffs, man. That's a lot of L's are stacking up against us. And that's not good. We just traded for Kevin Durant, and he can't even be the number 1 option because JaVale McGee is our number 1 option. All right, fill out the roster with whoever you want. JaVale McGee's our number 1 option, y'all. And look at him, putting up 19 shots, bro. In what world would JaVale McGee be putting up 19 shots? That is crazy. All right, we back with the wheel. Shout out to just trade best player for getting us Kevin Durant. Next one is sign Cameron Payne. That's not absolutely terrible because he doesn't have to play minutes for us. That's if he's in free agency. If he's not a free agency, we're going to have to trade for him. So hopefully he's here and we don't have to give up anything to get Cameron Payne. And he's not. We have to find Cameron Payne. Okay, player finder. I will find you, Cameron. This is the most Cameron Payne has been looked after for a trade since Garpax decided he was the point guard of our future. Trade finder, they want Etuan Moore, they want Rondo. These are all terrible trades, but I guess we'll do the Etuan Moore one, and now he is on our team, and that is what we call an L, because Etuan Moore was actually in our rotation, but now he's gone. And we have the tank master, Cameron Payne. That makes it even worse because he is the tank master, and I'm not trying to tank. I want to win it all. All right, let's keep it going, though. The next one is at the beginning of February. The beginning of February, we just have to do 1 spin here, 1 spin here, and then my 1 free one. All right, y'all. So we put together a couple more wins. We're almost at 500, and we're 1 game out of the playoffs. Kevin Durant must be carrying. Either him or JaVale McGee. It is KD. Look at that efficiency. 15 of 18. Golly, when you got Kevin Durant, beautiful things happen. Okay, but the wheel, another round. Okay, so it's not that many options left. This is a spin. This spin is going to tell us to do what? Worst system fit, and that is from Spicy Siakam. Shout out to her. Now, I wonder how this is going to... Where do I even go? I forget. Where do I go? Oh, system proficiency. So right now, Kenny Atkinson got us in defense. Kenny Atkinson just got fired a couple days ago. Honestly, we're already in our worst... We're already in our worst system. So you know what? I'll spend it an extra time because we're already in our worst system. Damian Lee, look how bad he is defensively. I'm here with another one. And it says, trade finder star, make the worst trade. Bolts and Goats is getting rid of Kevin Durant. It was fun while we had you, KD. I'm sorry, bro, but you have to go. There's only 3 options, though. It's only 3 options, though. So the worst... Okay, so I'm gonna talk to you logically. So this trade, not terrible. Not terrible. This trade, not terrible. This trade right here is probably the worst. If we're just going about it as adding up overalls, this trade is the worst. Wait. I stopped going to school, so let me double check some math here. But if I'm not mistaken, that trade would be the worst. 90 plus 86. Okay. All right. 91 plus 80. Well, obviously that's going to be more. 88 plus. Yes, and it's not by far, but this is the worst trade. We get 2 all-stars regardless. I mean, because even saying we're getting 2 all-stars make it seem like it's not a bad trade, because this trade technically only giving us technically giving us 0 all-stars. Hold on. Neither of these guys were all-stars this season. This trade is giving us 0 all-stars too. Cat was not enough. I think we're going to go by overall. I think it's the only way we do things. Even though that's so weird that the 2 players that were all-stars have the lowest overall out of the bunch. We're going overalls though. Yogi Farrell, thank you for your 1 week of playing center for us. Look at that 50, 40, 100 club. Legendary. But Rudy and Brandon Ingram coming to the team. So you know what that means? JaVale McGee is no longer our number 1 option because he's not in our starting lineup anymore. So we're going to have to see who. I think it's going to be Rudy Gobert. A- C F. Yep, it's going to be Rudy. Rudy's going to be our number 1 option for the rest of the season, unless we get another player that's worse offensively than him. So 2 losses is the trade. Not ideal. Brandon Ingram is playing all right, though. Okay, the wheel is here again. Where are we going with this one? We have to give a bench warmer 48 minutes for a week. I'm not mad at that. I am not mad at that. So the bench warmer that we're giving it to has to be Cameron Payne. We're putting him in our starting point guard position. We're taking Rondo's minutes away, and we're giving them all to Cameron Payne. There we go. Cameron Payne is playing 48 minutes until right here, February 13th. But we get to do 1 trade by ourselves. What trade do we do? What trade do we do? So, I think we trade Kevin Love. 1 trade by myself, it has to be a big one. Kevin Love, 2 first-round picks. Because these picks mean nothing to us anymore. This is the last possible trade. Russell Westbrook is not untouchable. It is another rebuilding team. So we're going to the Kings. We're going to the Kings and say, can we get Russell Westbrook? That will be our last trade. The Kings, we already pulled off a trade for 1 star. We can do it again. We'll throw in Kevin Love. Obviously, that's not enough. At the trade exception, no good, no big deal. So we'll do that. We'll also, Jeff Teague's contract's too big, so because of that, we'll give you Rondo, so you get a point guard in exchange. And then I think we have like 3 first-round picks. I'll give you 2 of them. I'll give you this 3rd one. And then a 2nd. Okay, Russell Westbrook is not coming to the team. That's no big deal. I'm gonna show y'all this process. We need to find another team that is rebuilding or selling. This team is rebuilding. They have Dame, but he is untouchable. Russell Westbrook, we already just tried. Selling, Trae Young. Our shooting guard is Damian Lee. I don't want to trade for him because of that. Rebuilding, Klay Thompson. I think this team should be winning games. Kemba, Clay, Chris Middleton. I think that's Michael Beasley. That's the L in the lineup. I like Michael Beasley, but compared to these other guys. And then Steven Adams, this team should not be 23 and 27. They have the same record as us. And we've been doing some dumb stuff. Can we snag Klay Thompson from the Heat? I think Klay Thompson will be a great fit alongside the guys we already have. So let's try to snag him. I'm willing to give up. Who's having a better year? I'm guessing it's going to be Aaron Gordon. Have 16, 9. Okay, good efficiency. It's not that big of a difference. We have to make up $7 million. So we'll give you Isaiah Thomas. And then you give us back Javon Carter. Okay, we have the workings of something. They want Jeff Teague in a first-round pick. They also give us Steven Adams. Jeff Teague is our starting point guard right now. So if we do this deal, we literally don't have a point guard for the rest of the season. Javon will probably play point guard for us. Deal. I'll do it. 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 All right. I guess, no, Rondo. I forgot Rondo's on the team. Okay. So, but we still have to go back and make Cameron Payne, give Cameron Payne those minutes we talked about. Check Diallo's minutes can go away. I think that's a W of a trade. Maybe I'm being crazy. But I think that makes they want to start Steven Adams. I'm going to start the All-Star. We have so many centers, but that's the way things are going to go. So Cameron Payne is going to play 48 minutes until here. Let's see what he does, bro. 48 minutes is a lot of minutes for a guy that normally doesn't play at all. So he could potentially put up some crazy. Oh, we got to win with him. We got to win with him doing that. 43 minutes, 7, 5, and 10. Didn't shoot it very well, but you know what? We won. That's all I care about. All right, 2 more games with him as that guy, and then we can reformulate our rotation again. We may have to keep Cameron Payne in the starting lineup. We may have to keep Cameron Payne. What is he doing, though? 12, 2, and 8. Not bad, Cameron Payne. Hold on. 18, 4, and 9? Is Cameron Payne our point guard? Bro, like, no cap. I might keep Cameron Payne in our starting lineup. Where are you at? He's not going to play 48. Even if he's playing like 20 minutes a game. Cameron Payne is about to be our starting point guard. Why would when your team is on fire, you don't mess anything up. You don't. Is Cameron Payne the worst offensive player than... Nope, he's not. Yo! Cameron Payne. Okay, so I'm going to simulate the rest of the season. If Cameron Payne has low-key been the answer to all of our woe... Okay, that's a big L. If we go on like a 3-game losing streak, I'm taking him out the lineup, but there's a dub. Cameron Payne might be the answer to every bad team's problem. Y'all think I'm joking. But since we put him in the lineup, we are 6-2. 7-2. We are 7-2 since Cameron Payne has become the starting center. Oh, no, not starting center. The starting point guard. Okay, there's an L. Don't put 2 in a row. Okay, on a back-to-back, we get a dub. I just want to see what he's averaging now. Cameron Payne. Throughout the season, since you've been starting, what are you averaging? 9, 6. Not very efficient. He hit his free throws, though. I can say that. He hit his free throws. He might be a better fit than Rondo at the 1. If we being honest, we got a point guard that'll score the ball a little bit. Honestly, I'm trolling. But, I mean, look at the wins. 40. We want to put up 140. How much did he put up? 8. But he didn't hurt us. Look, he shot efficiently. 5 fouls. Stay out of foul. I mean, it's probably because he literally can't guard any other point guard in the league. So he probably just using his hands trying to stay in front of people. But we look like we're on a road to the playoffs. So I'll see y'all there. I cannot believe this. Look at this last couple weeks of the season. We got 1 L in the last 3 weeks of the season. We end up winning 47, y'all. 47. Ja, DeMarcus, Kawhi, Luke Kennard, D'Antoni. We are the Brooklyn Nets. Let's see if anybody on our team made an all-NBA team or anything. All defensive first team for Rudy Gobert. Dope. But that's it. So we want to take a look at stats. But I can't be the only one. But I hate the little ticker. Is that what they call it? Ticker at the bottom. So let me try to turn that off. It's over here. Or you know what? We'll just put it as slowest. And then it'll stop messing with me because it won't change as fast. All right, let's look at some stats, man. Cameron Payne. We called him the Tank Commander. Not anymore. That nickname is gone. We have so many players averaging double digits. JaVale McGee, one of those, because again, he was our number 1 option for like half the season. Cameron Payne averages 10 and 6. Steven Adams averaged 10 and 10 off the bench. We have one of the best big man rotations in the league, man. One of the best in the league. So let's get it. First round, we're the 5 seed going against Philly. Let's see who Philly has in their team. Goran Dragic, Dylan Brooks, they have Anthony Davis. It's going to be a problem. He's going to be a problem. But let's see how this goes. Game 1, we lost. We're the lower seed, and we're down 2-0 already. Okay, Cameron Payne, get out the lineup. Put the real players in. They want to start Steven Adams and Rudy Gobert together. I don't hate it. We need some defense. Big win coming up. Yes. Make that 2 wins. No. Simcaster, don't get eliminated in the first round. I mean, I'm already happy that we made the playoffs, all things considered. We lost. We're not coming back from this one. You know what? I spoke too soon. 5-point game. Oh, now it's out the realm of second quarter. You can't give up 42 points in a quarter, y'all. Klay Thompson tried to show up. Where's Cameron Payne? Oh, he didn't play anymore. He didn't play. He didn't play. That's so fortunate, man. I wanted to try to make a little run. We probably got eliminated in the second round by the 1 seed anyway. We'll see who ends up winning it all. Actually, that Philly team made it to the conference finals. New York in the finals. Ah, they're getting swept by Luka. Luka's a winner, bro. In this game, Luka never loses. Not even an extremely great looking team. Cal Lowry, he's a winner too, man. Luka, Cal Lowry, Mitchell Robinson is their big 3. Cam Reddish don't even get no PT though. Dang, Cam. Okay. That is it. That is the wheel of consequences. We had some good things happen, some bad things happen. I traded for Kevin Durant for the first time in the history of these videos, so that's a W. But that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave it a like. I'm out. Peace.